Oregon takes civil affairs into its own hands early in the 335th Civil War, and then a fifth-year senior goes deep to down Oregon State. In Tucson, a desert battle with league title implications, and Arizona threw a last-second block party. In Tempe, the Cougars continue to search for answers, but they weren't finding many against the Devils. In Palo Alto, the Cardinal and Trojans battle to try to avoid falling further down the Pac-10 ladder. Plus, could the Duck women make it a perfect 4 for 4 in the Civil War on the hardwood? The stretch run of the season is here, and so is this edition of Inside the Pack.
Assists. Throws to Singer, out to Strobridge. He nails a three in transition, and the hits keep on coming for Strobridge.
The Ducks dig the long ball in the 335th Civil War, and Oregon continues its climb up the Pac-10 standings. Hello and welcome to another edition of Inside the Pack. Tom Ward here with you for the next 30 minutes. Joined, as always, by Nick Krupke. And Nick, the Ducks did it to the Beavers again on Saturday. Another hot shooting contest led by J.R. Strobridge on his 23rd birthday, no less.
Yeah, happy birthday to him. And what a great story he is. You know, certainly the traveled guy. Nebraska, Jacksonville State, a little bit of eligibility left. A late addition to Oregon, late to get even cleared to play. Broke his nose, had surgery, had that injured ligament in his thumb where it was a tough shooting.
Those happened in the same game, by the way.
Yeah, right. Tough to start shooting that first half of the year. Got it together. He was in such great shape, and what a senior leader that you'd like to have on this team. And credit to Altman to go out there and his staff to find him. He coached against him when he was at Creighton, and JR played at Nebraska, knew what he can do, and fifth-year seniors showing true right now for the Ducks.
Right. Jovan Catron, although he didn't have a big day scoring the ball, he was good from the line, but J.R. Strobridge, 6 of 9 from the three-point line. And Dana Altman talked about it after the game. Hey, since that mask has come off, because he was wearing the protective face mask, shooting has been a lot better.
It's obviously more difficult when you got different kind of gear and
I never had to do it, but I can't imagine what it would be like.
Yeah, and you mentioned Altman. I mean, certainly making a bigger case each week for not just Pac-10 Coach of the Year, but I think a nice case on the national scene too, depending on how they finish these Final Four games and that Pac-10 tournament, where the NIT is certainly really laying out there for them right now.
Well, certainly. In Oregon State now, really, you look at the Beavers and you look at 10 guys played at least 12 minutes for Craig Robinson. As Craig now clearly trying to find that mix. He even admitted as much after the game. I'm trying to find that magic key that will make the light come on for these guys. And really, none of the Beavers have the answer to what that is.
Yeah, we kind of heard that for the last 2 months now. They each talk about we know what's going on. It's the little things, it's the small things. And we talk about the seniors. We've mentioned it the last couple of weeks. Calvin Haynes, Omari Johnson, not really bringing a whole lot for the Beavers. One senior, though, that did get a chance to play with Daniel Dean. He hasn't played for about 9 games, got a chance to make an impression in the Civil War, to where Craig says, if all these young guys can't get it done, let's go with Daniel. He's been sitting his butt on the pine for all this time. He'll come in, he'll also get some bruises on the floor.
Yeah, I think a true sign that Craig Robinson is a little bit desperate right now, because I think it's no secret that Daniel Dean is not one of his favorites.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of been documented in practice that he's pretty hard on Daniel Dean.
Pretty tough.
Exactly. So interesting times in Corvallis, but let's get things moving. And with his team struggling and facing the possibility of being swept by its rival, Oregon State head coach Craig Robinson resorted to 5:30 a.m. practices leading up to the 335th Civil War. Meanwhile, Dana Altman's Ducks came in 6-3 in their new building after starting the season 7-9 at Mack Court. To Matt Knight Arena, where Oregon could move into a 4th place in the Pac-10 with a sweep of OSU, and the sweep, something the Beavers did to the Ducks last season. The first half went much the same as the first meeting in Corvallis in January. Ducks began by hitting 6 of 15 threes in the first half. Teandre Williams puts one down. It's Ducks by 2. Then off the inbounds, E.J. Singler cuts across the lane, gets the floater to roll in. Oregon on top 18-10. The Ducks forced OSU into 19 turnovers. One of them, Garrett Sims, strips Roberto Nelson, lays it in, and the foul. Sim had 8. Oregon now up 27-10, a 14-0 run. Oregon State got 17 off the bench from Mr. Instant Offense. Lathan Wallace lays it in. 42-29 Oregon at the break. Second half, J.R. Strobridge heats up from Malcolm Armstead for 3. Then another from Malcolm. That's another 3, a career-high 13 assists for Armstead, and he wasn't done. Strobridge again for 3 on the assist from Malcolm. And finally, J.R. spotted up in the corner, the Singler assist. He was 6 of 9 from downtown, a night arena record 26 points. Oregon shot 50% from the three. Singler had 13. He buried 2 long balls, this one from the corner. And for the Beavers, well, they drew up yet another conference game on the road, now 4-10 in Pac-10 play. And Strobridge, on his 23rd birthday, a career game. Happy birthday for JR as Oregon cruises 82-63. The Ducks sweep the Beavers for the first time since the 07-08 season. Oregon now tied for 4th place with USC in the Pac-10 standings. Remember, the Ducks own the season sweep over the Trojans.
Yeah, and this is the latest in the year the Ducks have been above 500 in the Pac since 08. Strobridge, again, career high 26. A career best for him, too. 6 3-pointers. Season high 13 triples for Oregon on 26 attempts. They also shot 46% from the field.
They've had success in that zone, and sometimes, you know, with such a different kind of zone like that, you can exploit it, and we did that today, and you know, a lot of people hit big shots.
We have so many players that can shoot and knock down shots, and you know, that can score. So I think that's the beauty of our team.
They made shots when they had to make shots. I mean, they were big, it was big time, certain points on the clock. It was just, it was a good job.
Now, during practice on the week leading up to the Civil War, Coach Altman compared the Beavers to a blitzing football team on defense. But Oregon counteracted the Beavs' sometimes pretty good defensive attack. Oath State just 4 steals. They average about 10. All week long, the Ducks kept attacking that 1-3-1 defensive set in practice. And like the first time around in Corvallis, Oregon found a way to break it, just working it around the perimeter in that zone. And it's not just finding the open guy, but having a shooter able to be outside and knock down that long-range shot. As in years past, the good teams at Creighton for Altman were able to stroke the triple. The Ducks, again, a season best, 13 of 26. Only once this year they shot the ball from downtown for a better percentage, nearly 53% at Stanford. 19 assists on 25 field goals for Oregon, and that's not the first time we've seen a stat line like that. And to me, that's a true sign of a good team and an unselfish playing team. Just find the man with the best shot, and you got so many weapons that can get it done for them. Now they've won 7 of 10, and that confidence can't be measured.
Well, certainly the confidence is huge. I mean, you see guys now with a different mindset when they go out on the court. I mean, E.J. Singler has been one of the guys who's been in there scrapping, but now he just looks like he's more calm. Like when he gets that shot, he got those couple of threes yesterday, just knocked them right down. It's been huge for them.
Yeah, for them, you look at the Oregon State, I mean, they don't have much confidence going offensively or really anywhere in the game. And you look at now year 3 of the Robinson era, program hasn't taken the leaps that many hoped for or expected, and lately some blogs and newspaper articles have basically said they're fed up and this thing isn't working, but I think that's a little premature, as just now Craig's working with basically all of his own guys. But to those naysayers' defense, the Beavers have been capable of playing some bad basketball. Those scoring droughts seemingly in every game, just painful to watch for Beaver fans. Saturday is the latest episode, the unawareness letting the shot clock run dry. Little charge called, and Burton brings it low in the paint, stripped by Armstead, led to a goaltending call, one of 8 Oregon steals. They had 24 points off turnovers, the Beavers just 13. OSU went 5 minutes without a single point, went from a 10-8 game to a 17-point hole. Now in 14 Pac-10 games, the Beavers have fallen behind by double digits in all but 5 contests. And again, no fast break points. Roberto Nelson getting whistled there. And you got to wonder, where is the growth from all the young guys getting a chance to play this year? You talk about them starting 5 guys, either sophomores or freshmen, waiting. You kind of put in that time to say, hey, I want you guys to learn how to play the Pac-10. You would hope for some type of growth, but you're not quite seeing that when you don't have seniors out there that really kind of lead the way. They're kind of left astray a little bit.
We've talked about this before. You remember the Stanford game when they had 5 assists. They had 7 in the Civil War against Oregon. You look at some of the lines. Joe Burton, 23 minutes, 6 points, 8 rebounds. You compare that with Daniel Dean, who got in there for 8 minutes, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. So, I mean, if Craig's really going to get desperate here, I mean, you might consider giving Daniel Dean a little more playing time, because Daniel Dean, the one thing he does is play hard.
That, and you look at guys like Roberto Nelson's had a tough freshman year for him. You look at Lathan Wallace, though, a guy that really sits on the bench a lot. Back-to-back now Civil Wars where he comes to play, having 17
Mr.
again.
Instant offense.
Yeah, maybe let him play a little more, because when he got things going, he can really kind of help them get some type of rhythm where nobody else can seemingly buy a bucket. Lathan's there.
Surprisingly, at this point in the season, the Beavers look like they're looking for an identity and who they are. With their first Civil War sweep of the Beavers in 3 years, Oregon is now sitting comfortably in 4th place in the Pac-10. Still to come on ITP. We'll go back to Matt for more with the Ducks as hot shooting down the Beavers.
I was open. You know, my teammates found me. you know, whether it's EJ, Malcolm Armstead, you know, making plays, and I just shot the ball, and fortunately it went in. So.
Plus, it was a tale of two halves in the women's Civil War at Gill. Women's action straight ahead. And as always, lots more Beavers, Ducks, and the rest of the Pac-10 online all the time at our website, InsideThePac.com. We'll be back after this.